Welcome back to the Listen Up podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jamie, and this week we've got me, Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be the first to tell you I have now become addicted to gin and tonics.
Jordan.
My name's Blurryface, and I don't care what you think.
And joining us this week to round out this guest spot is Jordan's friend, Zack.
Hey, what up? Last but not least, baby.
There we go. This week, we're going to be taking a look at Vessel by 21 Pilots, not the album that has the song Jordan just referenced. It was released in 2013, and it was picked by Zack. Really quick, before we get into that, though, if you want to keep up with the show, you can find us on Twitter at ListUpPodcast and on Instagram at ListenUpPod. That's where we're going to make any announcements regarding the show or merch. Speaking of which, if you wanted to support the show, you can do so by going to the merch at interestpointproductions.com, and that'll also be on the link tree on those socials I just mentioned. But yeah, so regarding the album for this week, Zack, why'd you choose this album for your debut?
Yeah, so many reasons, honestly. I have listened to a couple of y'all's podcasts and looked at albums you've been covering, and usually it seems like it's new stuff. And this may be a bit of a blast from the past compared to some other things, but to this day, this album has so much meaning to me, as far as it was the first time I really kind of realized music could be more than just kind of stuff you're listening to on the radio or something to go on between your ears while you're doing some other thing, as well as it's definitely the first album I ever listened to all the way through and realized like the story that was there, and in addition to that, the music's freaking awesome. I could listen to all of it all the way through, over and over again for sure.
They take a bunch of they really experiment a lot on it, in the sense that they use a lot of conventional music, I guess, but they blend a bunch of different genres together, and it's
yeah. I mean, Ode to Sleep kind of takes you through 2 or 3 genres. It feels like.
I'm not gonna lie, Zach. This album is a little bit hard to digest for people who don't usually listen. Coming from me, it was good in that I've never heard it before, but it was I was like, what's happening right now? You know, there was the very pronunciated rap at the beginning, and then it kind of just switched to them actually singing, and then it kind of went back again. I'm like, what is, and then went back and forth a little bit. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Yeah.
But, that's from a new list. You've been listening to it for a long time, right?
Right.
Obviously.
They go from rapping to almost kind of pop punk to kind of traditional pop, and it's really I don't want to say it's all over the place, because that has a negative connotation to it, but they blend it in a way that I didn't really think would be possible, and it wasn't exactly my cup of tea, but I know it has its audience, and there's a reason it's as popular as it is, because that's well, I guess the next album was what really blew them up. But
right.
This album still got a fair amount of attention and stuff. I knew House of Gold.
Only 200 million plays, bro. Not that much. But you knew what, Nick?
House of Gold.
I knew that on car radio from a friend of ours, Travis.
Okay.
Yeah, those 2 are definitely the most popular, or I guess. Yeah, of the songs on the album.
I got you. Good stuff. I didn't know that Travis knew these tunes. That's fun.
Yeah, I'm fairly positive he's the one who either played it or recommended me listen to it. I don't know. I don't remember. Sometime in high school though.
I feel like I feel like I would have stumbled across them more than I did because I remember listening to like Passion Pit and Phoenix and people like that.
See, I was never.
They're kind of in the same vein.
Yeah, this genre, this time period of like this kind of music, I never listened to it at all, so I don't have any nostalgia for a lot of it.
You don't listen to any like radio pop? Not that this is radio pop, but like
no, I mean like 21 Pilots specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I came across it. So, Nick, you had mentioned that the next album is the one that really got popular.
Yeah,
and I listened to this album while that album was popular. I kind of liked a couple songs on Blurry Face and then went backwards to listen to this one. And then I was like, holy cow, this album's amazing. So I missed it when it was truly out and going. But
yeah.
Well, it came out in like 2013, right?
2013. Yeah.
I think that's when
the next one came out 2015.
A freshman in high school or something, or like
it came out in 8th, so we were in 8th grade.
That's crazy.
Let's not talk about that much more.
That I read that and I thought about like what that meant in the time, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's great. Well, I mean, and I still think of shit like Imagine Dragons' first album that came out when we were solidly in 8th grade. And I was
that was like
crazy.
What's it called? It came out in 2012.
Night Visions.
Yeah, with like demons and Radioactive.
Yeah,
oh my god,
Demons is
listening to Radioactive
that album
on the field trip to DC.
Album,
incredible,
especially on the deluxe edition. There are 2 misses that entire album.
It's a good. That would be
such a good album.
That would be a great one to cover on the podcast.
We'll probably get to it at some point. I remember bonding with Adam over it. He was like the only other person I know who's like listened to the whole thing like a decent amount, and I was like, it's so underrated. And he was like, right? Everyone went crazy for Radioactive, and for me, like Demons is maybe like my least favorite song on that album.
Demons? Is your least favorite
because
song?
of that the breaking Amish commercial or whatever the fuck that would play it all the time.
What are you talking about?
And then also my sister would play it. You don't remember
so
Breaking
you just
Amish, like the Amish
much.
Mafia show or whatever?
I do not remember seeing the
and then my sister that was her like morning alarm, and it would play every day like on a loop, and I'm like, all right, this can't do it.
Wait, could you hear from the other room, or do you guys share a room?
Yeah, so our house is one of those weird ones where it's like the first half of it was made in like 1880, and then there was an addition on it, and so like my parents' bedroom is on the top floor, which is super weird because normally like the parents are on the bottom and the kids are on top for like safety, but they were like, well, the biggest one's up top, so we're gonna take that. And then my room was under that on the addition part of the house, but my sister had the one that was like next to the kitchen.
Oh.
So I would be like making breakfast before high school. I was making myself breakfast and hear that shit from her room.
Okay.
That and Passenger I cannot listen to. It has just fully shot them both.
Yep.
But Night Visions is full of bangers. Celine, The River, America. We'll get into it probably at some point, honestly. That and Nero, they're going to be on here.
Jamie living in the 1880s homestead, hearing every morning.
No, it might even be like pre-1880s, because I'm pretty sure someone like carved 79. The date and their name into the chimney that's in the center of the house when they went to the Civil War. So I guess it's like at least before 1858, basically.
That's hard as shit.
No, it's fucking dope. Crazy. I'm pretty sure that the house was like the homestead of the guy who the road was named after.
Oh wow.
Go! Oh wait, cut that out.
That's cut. You just low-key doxed me. I've been skirting around things.
I just doxed Jamie's family.
So that got either cut or muted depending on how I feel.
Yeah.
When I'm editing this.
Put some kind of like dunce sound effect over it, like some kind of like
I do. I want to at some point. We've got a little bit of excitement coming up for the Listen Up Podcast 2.0. I need to start compiling a soundboard library to eventually have some sort of like soundboard. I don't know. There's an exciting future on the horizon.
I can't wait for us to. I can't wait for us to implement a soundboard and for us to
David's
use it.
David's gonna love that shit.
Yeah, for us to use it way too much.
Oh, we're gonna
the
first 2 episodes are gonna be unlistenable,
and then never use them again after 2 episodes.
Incredible.
I'm ready for it. But so you mentioned like there are some people who really fucked with 21 top at this time, and there are other ones who didn't. My wife is one of the people who really did.
Oh yeah.
She knows like I was listening to this while I was finishing up work before I logged on here, and she was like, especially like car radio, she was going like bar for bar. I was like, okay. I was like, I do not know that this well,
dude. I wish I did. I believe around that time definitely before Blurry Face got huge, I think the community surrounding that fan base was a lot more, was a lot better than it ultimately came to be.
Doesn't that happen every time something blows up?
No, definitely.
Absolutely.
It's just like it attracts like the worst.
Some could say that 21 Pilots had a TikTokification before TikTok existed.
How so?
I don't understand.
Yeah. Like the TikTokification of Phoebe Bridgers per se, how her music is very actually very touching and very poignant, but like it's just memeified to the point where like the message gets a little diluted.
Do you think that's because of the songs that blew up?
I guess, yeah.
Like Blueface. Yeah. Very poignant, but the message is lost on the mass.
Same with Chef G. You know,
same with Pop Smoke, dude. It's just the message of killing everybody is just
same
awesome.
with Megan the Stallion.
The Stallion.
The subtle lyrics they put in there just really get lost when it gets too popular.
Leave a blicky, all drippy, sticky. Paramedics looking for his chest.
Dude, so deep.
Bars.
What could it mean?
But yeah, okay, just like start off like with my feel of this album. They do a lot of they definitely experiment with that like rapping some of the time, and then going back like there's a lot of songs where I don't want to say rapping, but like that fast talking that they do. Mm-hmm. What should I call it, Zach?
He's rapping.
I mean,
I'd say
it's rap.
It's rap.
Okay,
yeah,
he's rapping.
Not in the maybe modern sense of rap, but
no, I know. I like
except
classifying music's always
present, like John Bellion kind of shit.
That's fair, yeah.
He still be hitting. The same
maybe like alt. Would you consider kind of alt rap instead of?
Yeah, it's like indie alt rap over like pop beats.
Yeah,
with piano.
Yeah,
that's the genre.
I'd say
write that down.
Spotify, make the playlist right now. Come on, right we know you're listening. We need that Anchor sponsorship. We need that Anchor money. Come on.
No, we don't have that enabled, but we need that money. Let's go.
I was gonna say like I think they experiment a lot with that sound on this album, and it was cool to hear because like again I'm like this style I'm not very used to, so it actually kind of made me interested in it a little bit more than I maybe would have if it was just another, like album where someone like just sang. I think people who do a little bit, and I don't listen to this kind of music. I know you said like you're relating it to some artists, Jamie, but like I don't listen a ton to those, so it added to the benefit that I didn't really know coming into this what it was going to sound like.
Jordan, I think you would be a huge fan of Dirt Road Anthem by the indie artist Jason Aldean. If you want to hear a bit of a mix of singing and rapping, you might want to check it out. Yeah, the lyrics.
No idea what this joke is.
I mean, she's country. That's another Jason Aldean banger.
Lyrics always, might not be as poignant, but you might not relate to it like Jamie and I do. All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Posting up at the Yadkinville Sheets
or Big Smo, whatever the fuck his name was.
I don't know what you're talking
guy,
about. But
that was some other just redneck shit.
All right, fair enough.
There was like whitewashed country rapping.
Gotta love small NC hometowns.
Yes. Oh yeah, they're from. Are we allowed to say where you guys are from or no?
Yeah, we're from Yadkin County. That's public record.
Okay.
Good old Beaufort County.
Oh, hey, from Beaufort.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Goddamn city slicker.
I'm from Forsyth County.
Forsyth. I love that flare up of
Forsyth
of our southern
Forsyth.
Over there across the bridge.
Yeah.
Down with them fucking liberals.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
God.
If we need,
Davey's
if we-
joking, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Clearly joking. We have an episode where we support Run the Jewels. We're
You
True,
can
true,
be country and support Run the Jewels. I don't believe in what they say. someone tried to have that argument when I worked at a small town smokehouse. One of the people in the back of the kitchen, they were like, dude, they're like 35, and they're like, did you know, bro, I can't listen to Rage Against the Machine anymore. They're communist. I was like, you dumb fuck. I was like, you've been listening to this music for 2 decades, and it never occurred to you what they were saying? Who did you think they were killing in the name of? Who did you think they were killing?
Did you listen?
I was blown. I walked out of the kitchen because I was like, I can say nothing to this conversation.
you
that
know
won't, start a
you know
fight.
he's just bumping the radio edit where they cut out all the cuss words.
All the anti-cop shit.
Having a good old
and
time.
like, dude, he listened to fucking yeah. Like Bulls on Parade. I was like, what bulls do you think were on parade, dog?
Tragic.
I was blown away. So yeah, we come from a town that's rife with that kind of double think.
But I was gonna say, okay, so starting off with the first song,
Mm-hmm.
after a couple of listens, I got a little
Sleep.
bit more acquired. But I'm not gonna say the first song threw me off a little bit, Zach. Like
It's a hard start. It doesn't really ease you in very slowly to the
No,
style
that's
of
true.
music.
because the
That's true.
first thing I hear is like what I thought was like almost like trying to be like Eminem rapping a little bit, like very pronunciating and very
The white guy rap.
yeah, that's what I got a little bit of that. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, my very first impression was a little bit corny. All right, like
Mhm.
it was just that was my very first impression because
An
I was like,
apt description, I would say sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I
That's fair.
listening to right now? And then the transition when they were singing, I really liked that part. Like I really
Yeah.
liked just how the
Yeah,
beat was supporting what wait, sorry, what?
I was gonna say I really like just the vocal delivered like pre-chorus kind of.
Yeah.
Like before the part between the bars and before like the synth kind of comes in, like that part, I really like that in the first song, like quite a lot.
I'll stay awake, 'cause the dark's not taking prisoners tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because that's kind of like, in my mind, that's like the least 21 Pilots thing about the song.
Yeah.
They mix it in really well. It's just like
Yeah.
when I think about it, like what stands out to me is the more like the poppier, rappier, what? Like more rap centric
Right.
sound. So I thought that was
Interesting.
funny that was like the note I took away from that. I was like, oh, I like that 4-second part a
Yeah.
lot.
So would
thought it
you
was funny.
say your impression of 21 Pilots is a more rap centered
That's-
style?
Typically, I think so. And I don't know, because for me, like my familiarity with them was Heart of Gold, Car Radio, and
Right.
then Ride and Blurry Face.
Right.
That was like my entirety of the knowledge of them. So yeah, if
Yeah.
I had to like think of like what I would describe as hallmarks, that would probably
Yeah.
be it.
That's interesting because obviously, someone who knows every song they've put out, it's interesting to hear, like what someone who knows the main stuff, the main popular stuff they put out sees as
Yeah.
their identity. Because I would probably disagree. Just
Oh, yeah.
as the full like breadth of all the stuff they've put out. I mean, it's just they've been able to do like almost a different kind of genre each album.
Yeah.
But no, it's interesting to see what the maybe more general understanding or vibe people get from
Yeah,
Tone Pilots are.
And
no,
I
definitely I get that a lot.
I think it's easy to think of them as a rap centered group. Like if you haven't listened to much of their music at all and you listen to this album one time through, like the rapping portions of it might just seem like I guess like out of place or more significant to you, and that might
Yeah.
imprint more on your mind and be like, oh, like
Right.
they're like kind of like a alt rap group. But once you listen to the album like 3 or 4 times, you're like, there's way more variety to this. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
I think-
just the rap. It was just something you had to get used to because you don't listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
I have a similar feeling of that. I always find it interesting to hear, like, one of my favorite bands because I talk to music like almost all the time with people because that's just what I know. And so one of my favorite bands to do that with is ask people like about the Black Keys. And if they say like, oh, I really like the Black Keys, and I'm like, oh, what albums do you like by the Black Keys? Because then you can see,
Yeah.
like, if someone says like Turn Blue, I'm like, oh, okay, so your understanding is different. If people say like, oh, I just really like one of my coworkers I was talking the other day, he was like, oh, what was that album? El Camino. I listened to that a lot. I was like, oh, okay, so you know like the like when they really got huge. And I'm like, because like my favorite Black Keys albums is like Brothers and Rubber Factory and Magic Potion, which are like super blues, heavy blues rock and shit like that. So they're one of the ones that it's like not so much by album, but there's definitely I think of like eras of kind of the music
like
that they're putting out.
Blues rock is not what I would have said.
Yeah, which is funny because like if you listen to a lot of like like Lonely Boy, Gold on the Ceiling,
Right.
like shit like that, like Nova Baby off El Camino, it's like, oh, this is like a modern rock group. But then
Right.
if you go like one album before that or a few before that, it gets really like, and hearing where they started, it's like, oh, this is like two dudes just making like grunge blues rock in a basement.
Yeah.
And so
That's
it's
cool.
pretty funny to see the evolution and then hear where people like discover them on that spectrum too. Yeah. So I definitely get what you mean where you like, it's fun to gauge people about what they think of someone who's done so many genres.
Yeah, definitely.
We've been cooking a lot. We've been recording for a while. And we haven't really touched a lot of the music that much. We've been
but-
we've been popping off.
Hey, Nick, fuck you, huh?
That wasn't. I'll just leave. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Nick's departure. We're going to replace him with the Craig audio backup bot.
Hell yeah. Go Craig.
We love you, Craig.
Recording now. Starting recording.
Now recording. Brother, shit is so funny. But yes, Nick, this is actually, I feel like this has been the most like centric around something that like we haven't talked about songs specifically, yet we also haven't strayed too far from like what's at hand. We're not talking about, just off the wall shit.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So anyway, the most off the wall shit that I could say right now.
Jordan is gonna be fully out of pocket.
Again, Ode to Sleep was really, really good. Again, it was after I understood what their kind of album was about, Zach, I started being able to like look for that a little bit more, and I think the rest of the album sounded a little bit better as well.
Yeah.
After that, but they definitely did have a little bit of a theme going on.
Yeah. As people who listen to it once, twice, I don't know, this week, I think for me and for a large group of the fan base, and I think everyone digests this in their own way, were you able to kind of figure out some like a lot of like the metaphors that Tyler's going with in the lyric writing? Like aside from just like the music, but like the lyrics specifically. I think that's one thing about this album. I'm usually not a huge lyric guy. But there's the thing I appreciated most about this album is what he was saying through the lyrics and the metaphors he was speaking about. And I didn't know if you guys got a grasp of that, or like if it comes out as clearly as it is to me after listening to it for like 5 years.
I was about to say I'm more also a little bit music heavy instead of lyric heavy, so
Right.
I think once I listen to the album a lot, that's when I start picking up on it. But just for this, I don't think I understood as much. But that's where you come in and you kind of like walk us through it a little bit. But
you can be our metaphor shepherd. You can show us the way.
Where you're
yeah. No, I think and I agree, Jordan. It took me a while to kind of figure out what was going on. At first I was like, this music's cool, this music's sweet, it's fun. And then in general it's just really cool. I think at the time the reason why it was so impactful to me is a lot of modern music, and what I had pretty much listened to up to this point was just modern music, or my dad. As I feel like maybe a lot of white guys our age grew up on rock and maybe classic rock. I don't know if that
Of course.
rings true to anyone else, but there's not
Yeah,
much
it's true for everyone else here.
Yeah, there's not much depth in that music lyrically for me either. Generally,
Yeah, I was gonna say that there are
right.
Exceptions.
Van Halen wasn't really hitting me deep.
well, right, and they definitely aren't a group that I would throw into that camp. Yeah,
Right, but yeah, that's all my dad listened to. But anyway,
gotcha.
Throw in a little bit of new metal, a little bit of Nickelback, a little bit of Three Doors Down. That was
I did
was
not have that. My dad was not.
That was
in
my
scene.
upbringing.
No, okay.
Incredible times.
Yeah, for sure. But this music and lyrically, it's not talking about life as a time that's just amazing all the time. It's like it's talking about a struggle to some degree, but I think like especially when you think about more modern pop music, the night is talked about a lot in this album. And the night is generally talked about this cool, fun, crazy time where you just go wild and have fun. And it's talking about like getting through the night and being in your head a lot. You have migraine, obviously, and a lot of like, it was more so a time or realizing like this dude's putting this out for everyone to see, talking about it very openly, and it's okay for this stuff to be talked about. I mean, mental health talk has come a long way.
Right.
And I don't think I struggle with mental health as much. Like I'm no special case and people struggle a lot more than I do. But even for me, who I don't think is hugely burdened by that, this is just an album that made it like you aware of it. And it was really cool to see you or see this guy kind of go through it and not only show himself leading himself through it, but actually speak out to the audience, like in Guns for Hands, about like, I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant, I guess, earlier when I was like, this is the first time music really showed that it could, in addition to sounding sick, mean something to a lot of people and actually have an impact as a tool rather than just something to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially because if you think about like this came out early 2013.
Yeah.
So like 9 years and 2 months basically. So like almost 10 years. And so at that point, like, because that music existed, but it was much more like niche. Like that's kind of what like pop or not pop, like punk music was about and shit like that. So there was always these underground things, but this was for sure like probably the first, and definitely the album after this. This was the first like mainstream, or one of the early like mainstream representations for that kind of discussions. I mean, if you think about like what else was popular at the radio, at this time, it was much more still that like the aughts and the early
Tayo
teens.
Cruz?
Yeah, it's like Tayo Cruz and Hot
Yes, sir.
Ray and Flo Rida is still going big. Nicki's starting out. Like Starships is like so. Yeah, I mean for sure. Like that's definitely a like salient point that is, because now you're right. It has come a long way, and I think like as much as people say like there's still the continual, which is good. There's still the continual idea of like, you know, improve, and like all these, you know, like normalize whatever, do whatever. But it like there's still a lot of progress that has been made, and so yeah, I think it's an interesting thought experiment one can make.
Yeah.
If you listen to this now and be like, oh, this is like topics like I'm familiar with, but at the time,
it's
popular
also
radio wasn't discussing that.
Yeah, and I think a cool way, like it's very interesting the way it was made. Like all the, obviously, like I was saying, all the music that is very popular because it's easy to listen to is very happy and fun, and you like not many sad songs make it onto the radio. And if you read some of these lyrics on paper, you would not be very encouraged. But I mean, what song is it? What was it? Sorry.
No, you're good.
I think car radio for me is the one that always sticks out.
Or car radio, you have like even like the screamo stuff or whatever, and it's like a little grungy, but you cannot like how do you write a song about telling kids not to kill themselves and make it sound like Guns for Hands?
I know what you think in the morning.
Which has a bouncy piano, and he's having
I
fun
really
and
like
singing.
that song.
Yeah, it's a lot of the music was really happy and made digestible, but the lyrics are quite the opposite, which is very interesting.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's like it's a crazy thing to like one of those classic disconnects of like, if you just listen to it, you think this one thing, and if you read the lyrics, it's like, oh my god, this is like another one's like Teenagers by My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Like you listen to it and you're like, okay, yeah, I've got the fucking like the nice rock riff going, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah, definitely.
I think Pumped Up Kicks is another fucking great.
Yes.
one.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
wait
like,
a minute.
That's like the mainstream.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, like everyone's singing the chorus, and then you're like, oh wait, you better
Like-
run because I brought my gun.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like-
what now?
Yeah.
Foster the people? What are you saying? Yeah, it definitely. It's definitely a skill set that I don't know. I always find it very impressive as well to be able to have it be digestible, and then like if you want to look for more, there's way more meaning at the same time.
Yeah.
I like that duality a lot.
I liked Holding On to You a lot too, because it was
Yeah.
a little more all over the place. Like
Yeah.
it was a little more crazy, kind of chaotic, if I had to describe it.
I really love the chorus of that song.
You are surrounding all my surroundings, sounding down the mountain range of my left side brain. You are surrounding all my surroundings, twisting that kaleidoscope behind both of my eyes. Now they all know you. Now they all know you.
It sounds like
Yeah.
I think I mentioned Passion Pit a while back. It sounds like a Passion Pit, like early 2000s, just like bouncy synth, like that like when he's like like
Yeah.
just those vocals in the background kind of enveloping you. Like it's a good
Yeah.
time. It's like
I used to go-
cruising down the road in the summer.
I used to go ham to the breakdown at the end in high school. Dude.
Oh yeah.
You rock with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
again,
sick.
at first, like the pronunciation rap, again, it kind of didn't settle with me all too well because, again, it seemed a little bit corny. But like after I got kind of like a taste of it, I kind of was like, I can kind of see like I like started kind of enjoying it like a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like because it's like it's so like there, like pronunciation rap is like where you just like you can hear every single word in it and people are still talking fast.
Enunciation rap.
Oh.
Enunciation, or is it?
Enunciation would be
It
the
is.
like
It is
crisp
enunciation.
consonant sounds. Yeah.
It is.
Jordan, you're so dumb, dude.
I'm leaving this podcast
I
forever.
don't even know what Synodoki is.
Synecdoche?
Bro, it's synecdoche, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I actually got a
I've-
100
Talk
on
about
my
talk about
AP lang.
pronunciation, bro.
I've fucked it up so many times that now the wrong way to pronounce it is the only thing I can think of.
Synecdoche is when you're relating a certain scent to a type of like.
Sint?
Isn't that what it is? Or like
No.
a
I thought it was like
sense?
a word thing.
I
No,
don't
no.
I don't know what it is. I just know how to
That's
say
not
it.
synecdoche.
It's a
No.
literary like motif.
No.
or
I
some
know.
shit. don't-
I know it's a.
Listener, sound off in the comments if you know what a synecdoche
If you know what
is.
synecdoche means, bro,
Educate
Sound
us.
off.
get that AP word
Wait.
or
What is it?
SAT word. Synesthesia is where you
Yeah,
smell or hear
synesthesia.
things and you see.
Yes.
colors.
Sorry. I was.
My dad has that kind of.
I was getting those two words mixed
audio,
up. My beat.
synesthesia, which I think is fucking sick.
That's so cool.
Doesn't Craig have that too? Didn't
No.
Craig say? Oh no.
All right,
Anyways.
everyone.
Fuck, man.
Jordan-
This
Jordan
was a hard cut. This was not a soft cut.
Jordan,
This was a hard cut.
Jordan destroyed the
Uh,
momentum, everyone. Now we're back.
Dude, I don't know what I still okay, explain it to me afterwards. I don't know what that. But anyways. Going back to the album, Jamie, do you have any like early thoughts?
Yeah, bro. Look, I got my analog notes because I was working today.
Analog notes.
Hey.
Influencer.
Okay, say you used a pen, buddy. Okay.
Suck my ass. First and foremost, fuck you, Jordan. Yeah, no, I mentioned my thing that I liked about Ode to Sleep. I really liked, I fucked with the like electronically filtered vocals at the start of Migraine.
Am I the only one I know? Waging my wars behind my face and above my throat. Shadows will scream that I'm alone.
I liked it a lot. It actually that might be one of the ones I enjoyed the most on the album. I really liked the piano throughout it. It was like, it's not quite a dry piano signal, but it's a very natural piano signal. And I really fuck with it because I've seen like some of the few live clips I've seen of Top is him playing the piano, which is I don't know why that sticks out to me, but I've just seen him playing the piano. I'm like, oh, that's like an interesting contrast with what's going on around him. And so I kind of also had that thought throughout the album. Yeah, I don't know. I fucked with a lot of the lyrics on the album. I don't know. I understood and interpreted them, and I thought it was very thoughtful. I just didn't like write them down as like a super like noteworthy specific bars.
No.
But I mean, I really like the piano throughout Migraine, kind of in the backing. I think it suits it really well, and it sounds really good.
Thunderstorms, cloud, snow, and a slight drizzle. Whether it's the weather or the letters by my bed, sometimes death seems better than.
And then House of Gold, though, I feel like it's a fan favorite.
House of Gold, though?
Right?
That was the one that I knew the most from this album, and it's still one of my it might be my favorite. It's honestly between that or
Car Radio?
Truce.
Truce is solid.
Love that one.
Is
I love the like strip back, just him.
Yeah.
Piano.
The sun will rise and we will try again.
It's a great way to end it.
Yeah, especially with like the thematic elements throughout the album, and then just to end it like on something of that caliber, where it's just like, throughout that it's been lyrically it's been there, but the vibe hasn't always been there. And then I feel like on Truce, it's like they meld together to round out the album and be like a very intimate, like I'm really just speaking to the listener type shit. I really fucked with that to close out the album, and I love the melody. Yeah, super raw. The melodic nature like just suits his voice and the piano super well in that song. I think it's a great way to end the album. So it might also be my favorite. I don't know.
I did notice that listening through it this most recent time and like prep for this a little. I did notice more than I have before that there are. Truce is a great example, but there are a lot of times in these songs where the music is following his voice very well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar tone. They're playing very much into his vocals, which is not entirely unique. I just finally noticed it.
Yeah, I think it's something that it's one of those things where it's easy to overlook, but if you hear like a band that doesn't really have like the melody coinciding with the lead vocals, and then you hear a band that does have it, I think it's a more stark contrast that is often overlooked. But it's something that is like, when it's done really well, it's like, oh, it's fucking lush. For sure.
I feel you. That's something that I thought of recently listening to Peach Pit's new album. I was like the more I listen to it, the more the more I like the songs that I didn't like as much first, because I enjoyed all of the songs at first, but now some of my favorite songs are ones that I didn't even that I didn't even spotlight in the beginning. And it's like those
Pepsi on the House. That one's come around to me a lot.
Yeah. But like just great albums tend to give back to you the more you listen to them and the more you pay attention to them.
I 100% agree with that. That's like no joke, when I was listening to like Pop Smoke, like Meet the Woo 2, there's a lot of songs I like didn't like as much on first,
Mm-hmm.
and then like you kind of outplay the old ones, and then like 3 new songs come up from the same album that you like a lot, and then you start playing those, and then those become outplayed a little bit, but you can still rotate in like the ones from the beginning because you haven't listened to them, and then it just becomes like albums that you like, you just start liking a lot, and you start like even like as I've started listening to Kanye's discography again, like 808s and Heartbreaks, like the only song people really know is like Heartless off of it, like
Yeah.
And Amazing. And RoboCop.
Oh, yeah,
I'd say
yeah.
those 3 are pretty big.
Wait, what was the last one you said?
RoboCop.
I still don't think that one's that mainstream, but
I mean, it's definitely like of the 3, it's like third as far as mainstreamness. But I would say if anyone was to know 3 songs on the album, it would be those 3.
interesting. I honestly barely. I almost forgot about Amazing too, because I'm like, I don't know.
That's my favorite one on that album.
So amazing. But yeah, no. But just like songs like that, I'm like, there's a lot of good stuff that like I missed, and like again, Heartless is still a good song, but you've listened to it a lot, you've made your own
Like initial
opinions
judgments.
about it, and yeah, you kind of it's kind of set in stone a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah.
So listening to a new one, you're like, oh, what do I like about this one? And then you listen to it again, you're like, oh, well, I like that. One
Ooh.
just little stuff like that.
I got you.
But yeah, that's all I was saying about that. I agree with you, which I could
Thank you.
which I could say about pretty much, I guess, every album that people like. That's just kind of how it goes a little bit.
Yeah.
To say you love every single song equally, first listen through, that's a little.
It's a little too diplomatic.
Yeah, a little
It's
too.
not accurate.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's too dick righty.
That's what I was gonna say, and then I was like, I don't know if I should say that, and then I was like,
No, you can say that, I think.
no, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But
Nick gave the diplomatic answer.
yeah, and then House of Gold to end it was just like there's no rapping in this one really,
Mhm.
so it was viewed a little bit more as just like a regular song to me, like that. And to be honest, I thought that's what I didn't see 21 Pilots as like a rap group at first. I saw them as kind of like this. I don't know if like alt band is like the word, but because like Ride is the
yes.
one song that
alt band music.
well
My-
just
my
like
favorite genre.
music that I feel like alt is music that like I can describe as just something that I don't normally like listen to,
Fair enough.
That's fair. Fair enough, dude.
But oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? But hold on, I'm pulling it out.
That's how Spotify starts making all their alt playlists. They send you the song
Music
and you,
I don't
you,
like.
you downvote
That's
it,
alt.
and they're like,
Oh,
all right,
but-
Alternative.
going in the alt
Yeah.
rock top hits.
But because of Ride, it was just a very like they do rapping a little bit, but I thought it was like that one off that like maybe this song they just like experimented with a little bit, but like the chorus in that was like insanely good, which is why it got like so popular, which is why I
And-
thought like that's what their main focus was. Like they did that chorus like really 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 well. So I was like, oh yeah, they probably just make like really nice like choruses and just like sing about stuff. So that's what my interpretation was. That's why again it threw me off a little bit that he started rapping like he did. I was like, what is this?
Bars.
Also, speaking of Ride, I just thought about this. I don't know if you guys are fans of the band called Mr. Wives, but they have a cover of Ride, and it is really fucking good as well. Just throwing that out there.
I will not be listening.
Nice recommendation, bro. We do not care.
We do not care. I'm sorry, dude. Cover, dude. The only cover I'll allow is the Machine Gun Kelly covers. Okay, bro.
No.
You
The
fucking
only covers I'll allow. Dude. Those are gas, bro. Those are fire.
Machine Gun Kelly, Swim Good, Frank Ocean cover.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
So good.
you fucking
But House of Gold.
I like.
It is the song that I've known by them the longest, and it's still one of my favorites too. It's really nice,
Bro, that ukulele?
Yeah. It's a really nice
Yeah.
message to his mom. It gives me some kind of like Vance Joy vibes a little bit. I like it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting. It kind of does stand out from this album, though. It doesn't
That's also
exactly
very true.
fit,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
And I read
Yeah.
that it was the first song he ever wrote on ukulele, and and he just decided to record it.
Ukulele's an interesting song, or an interesting. Oh my god,
Ukulele
interesting
song?
instrument
Instrument.
to use for songwriting.
Yeah.
I think no, typically like guitar and piano is like the big two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That some fucking crazy people write bass lines first, but you never hear except someone who like they only play the ukulele.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense. But other than that, I'm
Riptide
always like,
starts playing. You're like, no, please.
Yeah.
I will scout off pretty.
why would I ever say no, please? That song is a fucking timeless classic.
It's a joke because that's everybody's first song on the ukulele that they learn.
I learned to play it on the guitar because I can't play the ukulele. I don't have one.
Just play the guitar, but like little. Okay, it's not that hard.
Well, that's what you put. If you put a capo on the 6th fret, then the guitar standard tuning is the same as a ukulele standard tuning.
Interesting. I feel like it still sounds a little different though, right?
It does. Well,
Yeah,
right, because of the
different
timbre
strings.
and the microtones and things like that. But
Oh
the tuning
yeah.
is the same.
The timbre and the microtones. I feel you.
Yeah, the microtones, bro. I remember.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like the fretless guitars and like Middle Eastern music.
Yeah, I
that's
listened
kinda
to
with those
King Gizzard and the
microtones
Lizard
as well.
Wizard. I know what you're talking about.
All right, buddy. All right. Oh, fuck me. I know about music. Oh.
I've listened to Microtonal Flying Banana. Okay, I know what you're talking about. alright?
How dare you know about music on this music podcast?
Yeah, Jamie, dude,
I'm
that's
gonna
not-
go. I quit. I'm done. So, well, guys,
You're
it's been
done.
a good run.
Is that what 2.0 is?
Yeah, 2.0 is me leaving the podcast. Jordan and Nick are going to be shouldering the weight.
We've got a big announcement at the end of this episode. Jamie's done.
I'm done.
Podcast would end if Jamie left. To be honest, I think.
Who
Me and
gonna
Nick
edit?
Do not have.
I'll
the
figure
edit
it
power.
out, bro. I'll figure it out.
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just, I mean, it's a
Just
little
takes time.
time-consuming, but it's not hard. Yeah,
What else am I doing?
A Machiavelli type shit.
I'm
Didn't
running.
he write the 1,000-hour Prince thing?
I don't know.
Wasn't that Machiavelli?
No
I don't
clue.
fucking know. 10,000 hours. Actually, it's not 1,000.
I would say
Macklemore
highlighting-
taught me that.
Wait, what?
What?
Huh?
I'd say highlighting a little bit of the other songs. Car Radio
Uh-huh.
was good. I liked the end. The beginning was a little bit slow for me.
What's my name?
But I like kind of like the very grand and like it kept scaling up and up and up and then it just like was all playing at the same time for like the last like minute or whatever and
Yeah.
I really like that aspect. But again, the beginning was a little bit slow for me.
Yeah, there are a lot of the songs on this album have a large aspect of building in them.
Yes.
Trees
Yes.
Trees builds a lot. Car Radio builds a lot.
I would say that is a theme of theirs, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
House of Gold builds. Every verse is a little bit. I think you start ukulele, then you add piano later, and then he goes into his little screamo like line, and then it all kind of comes crashing down at the end. I think.
yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I love the vocal lines like that he does in the outro.
So I just might be kept someone. She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me?
Yeah.
It sounds so good. I'm like, oh, that's a great, like, right there at the end. I love that. I'm like, damn, I kind of wish like he would do more of that.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, maybe he does in the other albums. I did not check out more of their discography.
Fake fan.
Once again, I'm not claiming to be a fan.
Everybody spam Jamie with tomatoes in the comments.
Yeah, but I also the car radio part. I liked
Yeah.
like one of my favorite highlights. What a fucking idiot I am. One of my highlights on that song is the part where he like, you know, it's kind of him going through the like, you know, you're thinking about what he's saying, but then like there's a point where like that feeling like wells up, and then the song like texture painting reflects that, and he's like yelling shit. I love that part. And then the it like goes from that, and it's not quite like a breakdown, but the vocals cut out, and it's like it just goes into like synth and drum and kind of shit. Very like Hot Fuss by the Killers-esque type shit with the synth where it's like I love that shit.
Yeah.
So much. I think that's one of my favorite parts on the album.
And then it gets real big with him with the vocals at the end, and then it cuts out, and then it says that one line again, which is it's a cool way to end. Similar to I think Trees is like that, House of Gold, like you were saying, House of Golden is like that. It's similar to the album where it like leaves you with that kind of almost raw vocals at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I kind of I guess I will round out my notes. I kind of had a another highlight for me was the Run and Go. I don't know, but that's one of the ones where I liked it more at the beginning, where it was just the vocal lines and then the melody. Like it kind of started to lose me when more instruments came in, which typically is not the case for me. Normally I'm the I wouldn't say the opposite, but I typically enjoy like as you add more to it. But I don't know. I really fucked with like that initial part a lot in that song. The melody in that song is like earworm type shit.
Yeah.
I can't take them on my own. Oh, I'm not the one you know. I have killed a man, and all I know is I am on the run and go. Don't wanna call you in the nighttime. Don't wanna give you all my pieces. Don't wanna hand you all my trouble. Don't wanna give you all my demons. You'll have to watch me struggle from several rooms away. But tonight, I need you to stay.
Now that, and then at the end where you've got so many things stacked on top of each other, the one kind of explosion at the end is really, really good. It does, some of them do get a little crazy, maybe kind of what Jordan was talking about earlier, where like Ride chorus is really good, and maybe they like found it there. And then this album before, a couple of these songs, they were trying too hard in some of these choruses, and there's just so much going on that you almost, sometimes you do have to kind of like pick vocals or music, because there's so much going on between the two that you can't do it.
I got you.
Which is why, again, re-listening, you listen to a lot or hear a lot. But I was gonna say, Run and Go didn't really do it for me. I don't know why, but Screen I really liked. Fake You Out, I liked when he started like yelling in it a little bit, started getting a little crazy. Again, I just kind of like that chaoticness in songs sometimes. But
no, I think
again,
Screen is so good.
I like Screen a lot. Just the little like the sounds are a little different in that one. So
Screen.
Do you guys have any? Oh, go for it.
Screen was really catchy. I really love the chorus in that song.
Yeah, there's a screen on my chest. I'm standing in front of you. I'm standing in front of you. I'm trying to be so cool. Everything together, trying to be so cool. I'm standing in front of you. Oh, I'm standing in front of you. I'm trying to be so cool. Everything together, trying to be so cool.
The I'm standing in front of you, it made me think of like Say Anything, where like John Cusack is like holding the boombox, you know. Like
Yeah.
it's that type of like a like cliche but in a good way anthem. Like
Yeah.
it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Do you guys have any impressions or feelings about trees? Anything in particular?
I don't think
See,
I don't
Trees was more of a little bit of a like a little bit of it didn't. It wasn't. I didn't think it was good, but I didn't think it was bad. It was kind of
Yeah.
just there a little bit. I definitely think the beat is really good. Just like that fast pace, like
Yeah.
I know where you stand, silent in the trees, and that's where I am.
you know.
Yeah.
But again, I think it is more focused on like the beat than it is like the singing because he does a lot less of it in here. I feel like he doesn't rap. Yeah, he doesn't rap at all. But then the scream at the end is really good though.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't
Yeah.
note anything down about it. I do like the beat of it a lot. Just like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the kind of like almost EDM nature of it. I
Yeah.
I think that Trees is pretty good, but it's not my favorite song titled Trees.
What's your favorite song titled Trees? Who's it by?
Trees by Manchester Orchestra. Off of Cup.
Got a Manchester Orchestra fan.
Hey, you
I-
know, I'm a big heavy guitar fan. But it was I enjoyed it though on this
Yeah.
album. But yeah, I also didn't have any notes, weirdly enough. But I did like enjoy
the-
listening to it.
The reason I ask, a lot of these songs, as they make more albums, Car Radio, House of Gold are kind of staples. But what you wouldn't, maybe if you aren't familiar, you might not expect it. Trees is what they have basically ended every concert with since it came out.
Interesting.
So like, for this tour now, Trees is the song they end every show with. They
That's
do
really
a bit
cool.
of a different version,
Yeah.
where it kind of gets drawn out more at the end, and they go into the crowd and like stand on everyone or whatever. But but it wouldn't have been my pick either, probably, or it would have surprised me that that's the song they chose to take with them from this album. But
Yeah, because typically if artists have that, it's one of the like hits
right,
that is like very like you're right, like one of the staples.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
it's
that
one of the
I always
hits,
like to
or-
hear that where it's like it's like if you know kind of thing.
Yeah,
right.
it's
When I think that's
It's like you'll enjoy it otherwise, but if you know, it's like oh shit, this is like I mean because I'm looking like according to Genius, it's the oldest song from this album, released in 2011.
yeah,
wow.
yeah, because I was actually
You've been
on the-
following them for 11 years. You're probably like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
yeah.
That's how I feel whenever I saw the Black Keys play Little Black Submarines. I feel like it's the least talked about song that is the best song on El Camino. Like, I want to get a tattoo of a little black submarine. I've got that planned for, like, probably this month sometime. And, like, no one talks about that song.
it's
And
incredible.
I'm like, am I being gaslit by myself that this song is, like, a timeless classic? Like, that song is so
Yeah, it's
fucking
impressive.
good.
It's so good.
I saw them play it live when I saw them on the Turn Blue tour. And maybe they might have played it again on the Let's Rock tour, but it's like that song is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But last notes I had was just Guns for Hands. I really liked that song a lot.
Yeah.
It was definitely top 3. Just the chorus is really, really good in this one. And the beat when it came it's like middle / like 3/4 of the way through, it has like that piano that just keeps tapping in it and it gets a little bit bouncier, and I really enjoyed that towards the end.
Yeah. Slight synth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's probably all I had though. As far as notas goes.
You have any more highlights you want to hit, Zach? The floor is yours. Pop
Yeah,
off.
no, I mean, I think as Jamie was talking about, Migraine for a long time was my favorite song in this album. I think it's just so solid, and
Mhm.
if you listen to it too much and
It'll give you a migraine.
So true. No, like the album in general, too much. It's if you're not a fan of the synth, it is a lot of synth.
Yeah.
And like when you really analyze it, semi-automatic screen, run and go, fake you out, guns for hands, could all blur together. But I personally
Kind of did that for me. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was in that camp where it kind of that run of songs. I didn't think that's from them.
It's a lot of bouncy piano. But I think I continue to, and I guess maybe because of that, it's hard for me, besides kind of Car Radio, Holding On to You, House of Gold, and maybe Truce. I really do think of this album as a body of work. I don't really, it's hard for me to pick out high points of songs and stuff. I rarely will select a song from this album. I will hit shuffle on the album or play it all the way through and just kind of run with it. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Dude, that's to a T. Zaba by the Glass Animals.
Oh yeah, I love
100%.
Zaba.
Like, yeah,
but
that's the one that we haven't chosen by them because that's a fucking beast to try to analyze.
That's a lot.
Someday we will complete the trilogy.
Heck yeah. You better do it before they come up with another one.
Right? Well, 2020, so we'll give them maybe next year.
Right. Yeah, you got time.
I still they're my white elephant. Or not white elephant, white whale to see in concert. I have not seen them.
I want to so bad.
I've came so close. Bonnaroo, then it got COVID, and then it got rained out. And then they were coming to the Ball Arena out here. And tickets started at like $300
for the show.
Yeah,
in Asheville, coming up.
No, out here. I'm in Denver. So.
My fault.
No, all good. I like living here, but
yeah, concerts are hard.
And my
to come
dream
by.
venue is Red Rocks Amphitheater. However, those tickets compared to to see a show in Asheville or something like that are
little different,
astronomical.
Yeah, because starting at 300 is not what $300 would buy you.
That wasn't like the first round. That was kind of starting when I found out about the show, which was still 8 months in advance.
God,
but that was all resale because there's only like 500 seats.
Yeah,
600. I don't know. Me and Nick, we both looked for Jason Isbell tickets, and I was able to procure them, but Nick Lee will not be able to come out.
Well, speaking of concerts, I was finally able to see these guys.
Nice.
Late last year.
Hell yeah.
Paid way more than I wanted to for it, but it was worth it. I would recommend
after
it.
COVID, I was ready to spend insane amounts of money to see like a band I wanted to live.
Yeah.
Like I was fucking itching to just drop a bag on a concert.
Yeah. I would certainly recommend it if you like the music. It is the greatest show I've ever seen. I don't know if it was the greatest. I saw Panic as well, and I think that was the greatest music.
When did you see Panic?
Junior year of college. So
okay. So it was for the
it's like sophomore. It was for Death of a Bachelor.
No,
fuck that. I was gonna say it should be for.
No, it was Pray for the Wicked. Sorry.
Yeah. Dude, Death of a Bachelor. I'd imagine though that would have been a fucking.
I had tickets for it and went to governor's school. In North Carolina.
Oh, you're one of those fucking nerds. I dated someone in high school who did that.
Yeah. What should have gone to the concert?
My wife, she saw Panic and Fall Out Boy. No, she saw Panic and Paramore for the. I think it was for the Too Weird to tour. I think it was that time. She has a guitar pick from Panic.
That's sick.
Yeah,
there was a time where T.O.P., Panic, and Fall Out Boy were on a tour together.
That's like a wet dream of a show for I feel like that audience. That's like an insane trifecta. I saw Fall Out Boy, and it was for the Mania tour, and it was really good. Like that, I enjoyed Fall Out Boy.
They're good,
but like I didn't really know what to expect going into the show, and it was really good. But the opener was MGK, which is the only opener that I've actively like avoided seeing.
Yeah,
for a concert. Damn. I was just like, we were just like, oh,
you
we'll
saw
just
Machine Gun Kelly live?
No, I didn't. I actively avoided it because I was like, oh, we can leave for the show like half an hour earlier than I normally would. Because I just did not give a single fuck. And now I give less of a fuck about seeing him live.
See, I feel like if you pay for it, even if it's bad, it's worth seeing.
No, I saw St. Vincent open for the Black Keys for the Turn Blue tour, and I wish I could have that happen. I actively dislike participating in that show.
Sorry, St. Vincent.
But then other openers you see, and you're like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like the opener for the St. Paul show, when me, Nick, David, and Adam saw him, they were fucking insanely good. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. And then like when me and Nick just saw them again, fuck, I didn't write down the band name.
They're the Sacred Souls. That's what they're called.
Yeah, they were really fucking good
really
too.
Good.
And so there are a lot of times openers are very good. But whenever there's been moments where like I knew who the opener was, and then I'm like, oh.
For the 21 Pilots concert this year, the opener was supposed to be Half Alive, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with.
Peripheral.
And they're pretty good, but I was not super like, oh, we have to be there. So we showed up, and like a week before, I learned that Tyler Joseph, the writer, lead singer for 21 Pilots, his brother has been putting out music, and I was listening to it. It's sick. It's so good. And me and my girlfriend walk into the venue and see the opener's still on. I'm like, we'll go look at merch. It's not really important. We'll go sit down later. We go in, the opener's gone. I sit down on the concert. We see the whole concert. Amazing, obviously. And at the end, Tyler's like, I want to thank you guys again for letting my brother come up here for his first show as the opener. Which I've been like, nah, we don't need to go see him. I'll just go look at merch. And I was so freaking pissed that I had missed him. Because it was like, funny. Do I walk in? Do I go spend 30 minutes for merch? I was like, I don't need to listen to them.
I had that with John Prine for a Jason Isbell show. When I saw him for the Something More Than Free tour, I accidentally passed up on seeing John Prine. Look, Nick, at that time I was barely into Isbell, let alone knowing who Prine was.
No,
if I could go back now,
I understand what happened.
I would have.
But the fact
it was an unfortunate time.
The fact that he is now no longer with us.
Now I can't see him. Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. That was a rip when in hindsight I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right.
Well, yeah, I guess if that's the last of your notes, Zach, then we can go ahead and give our ratings, and then I actually I guess either me or Jordan will go, and then Nick will go because he's going to announce what we're going to be listening to. We're going to be back to me, Nick, and Jordan, and there hopefully will be some also exciting news with next week. But I don't want to lock us into that, so we're not going to. Oh my God!
No commitment.
We're not going to commit now. That'll be a maybe happy surprise next week. So when you're ready.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
What? When you're ready.
Yeah. Awesome. As much as I would love to rig this on my behalf as much as possible, now that I know that you guys have a ranking system, I will. My true honest ranking is probably a 9.3.
Okay.
I would happily listen to it all the way through, anytime, every day, but I refuse to give anything a perfect 10.
Understandable.
Because I'm not sure it exists.
I've gotten
it does exist. We've come to terms with the fact that it does exist.
But more and more the more times like we throw out ratings for stuff, if I like really really love something, I'm like, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10.
Jimmy, how many albums have you given a 10 out of 10 for?
All right. Okay. So here's where you have to think. 10 does not mean this is a perfect piece of work. That's like the idea of like, I won't give a grade in a class a perfect 10 because it means it's perfect. Nothing is perfect, but it's optimized. And so with that in mind,
okay, fair.
I have given
I think
11 out of 88 albums a 10.
You're taking away the impact of your 10, man.
I'm not, because these albums for me are life-changing.
They're all equal.
11 of them?
11 of them.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that
You've had your life
depending
changed
on
11
yeah,
times.
like Being So Normal. Like, that album, I listen to it regularly. How to Friend Love Freefall.
Are you gonna name
Sound
all
and
of them?
Color. Southeastern. I'm
He's
just
doing it.
naming ones that like they all for me have the same emotional resonance.
Gotcha. I'm curious.
Maybe if I could choose one out of this list, Dark Side of the Moon, I would have given a 9.8.
Fair.
I thought you were going to pick a 10, not lower one.
No, but that's probably like the only one that I would like. Of my 10s, that's the one I wouldn't choose. I by far have the most.
Yeah.
I do know that. No, I don't know. I think that they need not be held so close to the heart. If you love something, give it a 10. Life's short.
There you go. All right.
Jordan's got 2, and Nick has.
But
I think I have
just for
3
the
or
grade,
4.
the grade reference, I feel like there's like an actual answer
has
for
4.
a test where this is like subjective, you know?
Well, right. I mean, it's all subjective.
Like if someone says that you should never get a 10 or 100 in a class, that's just like fundamentally wrong, like horribly
okay,
wrong.
right. I mean, it's not a 1-to-1 comparison. Yes, you are right. There was hyperbole.
You guys pop off with your ratings, all right? I would have given mine by now. You're talking about numbers.
sorry,
I don't
just
want to
like-
hear it, all right?
5.4.
Okay. I was gonna
I
give it a 5.
recognize
That was harsh.
the importance of the writing, but it's not it's just not my cup of tea. It's it's subjective.
Yeah.
I'll probably give it a 5.75.
I'm gonna.
3 digits.
You guys are getting pretty precise. I'm usually on like the 0.0, 0.5 range, but I'm gonna go with the.
Yeah, get on our level, bro.
I think I'm gonna give it a 6.2 because I'm kind of in the same vein, but after some of the discussion we've had,
My score went up after the discussion.
mine did too. You shouldn't have said that, Jamie. You're selling. You're giving bad vibes.
I'm agreeing with you.
No. I don't want to hear it. All right.
Nick, I'm gonna beat your ass
From Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
all the way from Denver. You're gonna fucking the
He's gonna
punch her
fly.
around the world.
I'm ready. All right.
Oh shit! Cursed vibes. That means the average rating for this album is a 6.66.
Oh, no.
Damn, dude,
What the hell?
That's hilarious.
Not the album with subtle religious undertones.
What the
Right.
hell?
That's funny.
That is actually kind of comical.
It's kinda
But so that brings the album to an average of 6.66, and that puts it at, it's actually tied with I'm Stupid. It is not tied with anything.
Oh, Jamie, stupid. You stupid?
It is slightly below Being So Normal by Peach Pit, which is its place is 36th, slightly below 35th, which is Being So Normal by Peach Pit, and it is slightly above True Sadness by the Avett Brothers, which has an average of 6.6 even at 37th.
Nice.
I love how just
Top half.
not connected the genres and the ratings are in our spreadsheet.
It is-
Like
it
the,
is
the
common.
weirdest shit is sandwiched in the rankings.
funny.
But I will say it is surprising that Jordan gave this album a higher rating than me. Maybe there's emotional bias from your friendship, or he
Emotional.
just likes this album a lot.
No, he
I
hates me.
think-
It's okay.
I'm not
Because
gonna lie.
I don't know how much you've listened, but 5.8 is pretty high on Jordan's rating of like albums he's not picked.
Right.
Wait, I rated it 5.75. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I know you're just rounding up. I thought you actually gave it, so then it would like not be 6.66, but
No, yeah. I've now extended the decimal place. You're
Okay,
right.
okay.
That was
Sorry,
but
sorry.
the math is still there because it's
Okay,
still
okay, sorry.
yeah.
But no,
So
I
this
think
is, like, up to
I think I
6.
have like a like before I listened to like my own music, I listened to the radio probably like throughout high school. Like that's when people got into their music. I was still
Mhm.
listening to the radio like maybe junior years when I started listening to my own songs a little
Of
bit.
high school.
Yeah. So that's
Mhm.
like I listen to a lot of radio music, like a lot of radio music. So I think
Right.
that kind of is because not that this is necessarily radio music because I'd never heard any of these songs on the radio ever. But it has that like poppy sound for like some of these, you know? and that I can like after listening to it for so long, like that I can kind of borrow
Yeah.
from and like this album a lot.
I also will be honest. I could have picked any 21 Pilots album. And as we discussed earlier, I don't really see them as a predominantly rap group.
Yeah.
And I may have picked the album also that has the most rap in it for my pal Jordan.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you. I did it again. Sorry to say it was corny at first, but it, like after you get used to it a little bit,
Yeah.
it's like you start feeling the vibe. But
No, yeah. And also,
Yeah.
like, maybe with any stuff that people listen to a lot, after you listen to it for, I don't even know how many times I've listened to this album.
Right.
Anything you
You're
listen
gonna yeah.
anything you listen to this often is going to be amazing to you.
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
that's true.
Right.
Absolutely. But you want me to pop off?
Cool.
You want me to announce?
Yeah.
next
So
week?
so then
Yeah.
Nick, what are we gonna be listening to next week?
Next week, I think we're gonna end the guest spot, and we're gonna start off with "Testing" by ASAP Rocky.
Interesting. I have listened to 0 ASAP Rocky albums, so this is exciting.
I know that Jordan loves the second song on this album. I also like it a lot.
Is this the LSD album?
No.
No.
Oh, that's the
This
only
is
song
this
I know
is the
by
Praise
A$AP
the
Rocky,
Lord
so
album.
Yeah.
This is the Praise the
Don't
Lord.
know that
album.
song.
You would
you've
would
heard
know
in
it if you
memes,
heard
for
it.
sure.
You
Really?
would know.
Okay.
Like
okay.
praise the Lord and oh,
I
Anyways.
listen
which is
I listen to a lot of these songs
sorry, go
when I
ahead.
work
Does-
out. It's a good time.
weirdly enough. Actually, no, I won't say that now. We'll discuss it next time. I'll tell you guys after.
But it's
Recent listenings.
It's springtime. The sun's coming out. I thought it'd be a nice energetic album.
Dude, it is. True.
It is. It's funny that
I'm
our
actually
springtime
excited.
albums we have lined up are not. They're pretty different, but
Right.
is this album? Does this have the fucking Fast and Furious?
What are you talking about?
Font?
No,
You said
I can
font.
see how that
I
looks
kinda
like
see
that.
Yeah.
I can see how it looks
kinda
like.
the
I was like, there
Yeah,
are
I
no
don't-
Fast and Furious songs on this album.
I'm looking at the track list right now. I know 0 of these songs, so I'm excited.
There's a Frank Ocean song featuring Frank Ocean. It's the last song.
The last one. Okay.
Frank.
Well, I'm excited because the only song I know by A$AP Rocky. I don't know if it's by him or not, but is Every Day featuring Rod
Yeah.
Stewart or
Yeah,
the
it's
other
by
way
him.
around. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
From the Baywatch soundtrack. That's the only song I
From the
know.
Baywatch
And
soundtrack.
LSD.
Dude, ASAP is
They
good
do.
though.
Yeah, I've just never
Yeah.
checked
I mean,
them out. So that's exciting. So that'll be next week. And then what are we at? Yeah, real quick, we can rattle off our recent listenings. Mine's easy. It's just been a lot of the Peach Pit album. Like a lot of that album. I'm fucking addicted to listening to it with the like Dolby Atmos mixing. It's fucking insane how good that album is. The Black Keys they released Wild Child, their first single for their new album, comes out in May, so I've listened to that some, been fucking with it, and then kind of gone back and listened to some of their older shit. Backseat Lovers, I've been getting into them more too. I've been enjoying them, and then just a lot of like daily mixes based on those kind of genres it's making from that. But nothing too crazy this week, I'd say.
Got you.
I got you.
Yeah, I listened to Parachutes by Coldplay today. Fantastic album. Green Eyes. Listen to that song for the first time today from a recommendation from another podcast. Also very good. I know Zach we were discussing that before the pod. Good stuff. Yeah, aside from that, I have been listening to like a strange amount of like country stuff. Like it kind of just found its way back into like what I've been listening to again, like some Midland, this older guy named Keith Whitley, Sturgill Simpson, Jason Isbell, like the usual rotation. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, my Southern boy roots are coming out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I say wearing my thrifted
Goodness.
sweater and my wire rimmed
How southern of you.
indie boy Harry Potter glasses. but you don't see that on the podcast. You just hear the accent, and it probably sounds like a trucker hat and a Carhartt hoodie, but
Yeah, Nick has the thickest Southern accent.
but that's it. That's it.
Zach, you can go next.
Sure. I've been listening a whole lot to the new Rex Orange County album.
Okay.
It's a wonderful, wonderful album. If I had listened to it, if it had come out a couple weeks earlier, I might have changed my my choice.
Oh, okay.
And then a lot of the new group called Giant Rooks, which currently has a very popular TikTok sound, but they're solid.
Cool.
Yeah, I just ordered the vinyl for that Rex Orange County.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. I think he has like a signed card. No, it was a gift. Or it's gonna be
Okay, I was about to say, I'm sure that it's good. I haven't.
Yeah,
Rex Orange County is someone who I always forget how much I enjoy, and then I hear some shit on a daily mix, and then it's like the rest of the day is just listening to it. I'm like, oh shit, yes, I really like this.
Which I think I already told you guys I'm going to see in concert in May.
I forgot.
Oh yeah, because we were gonna see Injury Reserve, and then you bought tickets for the concert, and then you didn't realize it was on the same day.
I made a commitment.
Yeah.
No,
like,
not
what
only
are the
did you not
odds?
realize? Yeah, I was about to say. You said the odds are 1 in 365.
Well, it's also a Monday. So I was like,
then you got to think about like the season and I'm sure the distribution's weird, but
dude,
fuck statistics. I'm gonna say 1 in 365.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit's just so funny. That was so
I
funny
just
to hear
wanted to mess
through
with you.
Nick instead of you. It was so funny to hear the just outside perspective of that situation.
No. It was a very. I was like, yeah, easy. I can. Yeah, sure. Just buy the concert. It's $30, dude. Like, it could be literally any time between like now and like July.
There's no way, right? There's no way.
There's no way. Literally, that's literally me. And then I was like, well, I should probably check just in case, just.
Oh
in case.
fuck!
I was like,
On the same day.
I was like, oh damn it. But Zach, do you have any more recent listenings or no?
No, you're good.
So I've actually been listening to "Do What You Gotta Do" by Nina Simone, which famously, she goes, "Man, I can understand how it might be kind of hard to love a girl like." Rihanna does the vocals for that at the beginning, but then at the end of the song, you actually hear Nina Simone's sample from this song.
That
which is kind of funny.
Very funny that you've been bumping Nina Simone.
Dude,
yeah.
I actually like really, really like early, like kind of
like soul
We
music.
gotta really turn you on. We really gotta turn you on to Etta James.
Yeah, like soul music, like early, dude. And then like I weirdly enough, I like doo-wop too a lot. Like
Well, I mean, how could you not? Like doo-wop is
yeah,
fucking
exactly.
goes hard, right?
But I'm like, dude, that's amazing. But I've been listening to that a lot. And then I've been listening to that on repeat. I didn't even I think I knew at some point it existed, but everyone's been posting on their story, and I was like, dude, this is literally what I love, because I liked Apple Music for a while better because it just like showed me like the most recent added songs and albums were like right at the top. And I know Spotify does that for liked ones, but Apple kind of does like side to side.
You mean the playlist of like what you've been like your top 100 played songs of like the last however long playlist?
Yeah.
I thought you meant the song by LCD Sound System, and I was very confused.
Oh, that makes sense. I forgot songs could maybe be called on repeat.
Okay, that makes way more sense. That is a very. I mean, obviously
funny.
it's good. I feel like a bitch whenever I listen to that playlist because I'm like, well, obviously I like it. I chose the songs. That's how I feel about like listening to like your top songs. Yeah, but I get what you mean now. Okay.
And then lastly,
okay.
I've been listening to Watch the Throne.
Yes, sir. Okay.
This week and today, and I was like, yo.
What's your top song?
So there was one that's on Spotify. Let me hear. Illest Motherfucker, Alive.
That's a good one.
The first 2 minutes first like 3 minutes on Spotify is just like blank. And I don't know if that's like an uploading issue or if that's how the song was intended.
Intentional. Because it's been so long, they would have corrected that if it was an error.
That's what I thought. I'm like, what?
My favorite is Church in the Wild, or No Church in the Wild.
That's also a good song. I'm probably doing that thing where I'm like liking some and then I'll like go back and. But I also like the one that I think Who Gonna Stop Me.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, it's the one that goes, I can't stall.
Yeah.
I really like there was one bar in there, I can't remember what it was, but it was hilarious.
And then that's also what is it? Can't Stop by
Flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Flux Pavilion.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pavilion.
I
yes.
can't stop. I do know that that's another sample because I had heard that song Flux Pavilion before I heard that one.
Right.
So
Right.
but yeah, I think that wraps it up for me.
Nice. Well then, we'll take this. I guess this also is us taking out the guest spot to pasture as well, and then next week, theoretically, exciting news, but it will at least be the three of us. So yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I just wanted to say we wanted to say thanks for checking out this guest era, and listening this week, and also thank you to Zach for joining us for the first time, and then
Absolutely, thank you all.
ending out. It was a good time.
It was fun.
Remember to tune in next week where we're going to be looking at Testing by A$AP Rocky. Be sure to listen to it as much as you want. Kind of formulate your own thoughts, and you can quote unquote join in the discussion with us inside your own little brain. Also, if you want to actually contribute, you can find us on social medias at Twitter at ListUpPodcast, and we're on Instagram at ListenUpPod. Those accounts, as well as our personal handles, are going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode. And finally, if you enjoyed this episode, if you could throw a rating or review on your respective platform our way, that'd be great. It helps us out. We can grow the community. Yeah, other than that, for now, we'll catch you next week, and remember to listen up.